Okay, so it's been about half hour, I guess it's been. Got my gun all cleaned up. Actually, I was going to talk to you about that. Um, like I said, I used the SATA Jet 90 for my sealer, and I use a SATA Jet 3000B in an HVLP, high volume, low pressure gun. This is just for base. And I have a SATA Jet 3000 RP, which is reduced pressure. High volume, low pressure. This is just the reduced pressure. This is all I use for clear. This is clear only. And this is base only, and I have a sealer only and a primer only. So I don't get my guns mixed up. I don't have a running some pearl or something in through here through my clear coat gun. Like if you're and then if you sprayed clear with both of these guns, if I did base and clear, you know, you might have a chance that you might leave a flake of pearl in there somewhere, especially if you're doing a solid color like I'm doing, an opaque color, and also you have some pearl pigment shine through because you didn't clean your gun good enough. Well, that would be your own fault. But that's why I just prefer to have separate guns for everything, so I don't have to worry about any contamination like that. So there you go on the guns. This one away. So like I said, it's been about 30 minutes. And actually got pretty good coverage. Everything looks really good in here. There's the shaker for the hood. Taillight housings. Everything else we get over here. The mirrors that I keep bumping my head on. Luckily it was only with the base, and the base is already dried, so I didn't mess anything up. I don't want to do that with the clear, or I will be in a little bit of trouble. So I better make sure, watch what the heck I'm doing when I'm laying that clear out, and watch for them dang low-hanging mirrors. All right, so like I said before, I'm using House of Kolor Clear Coat, and luckily for me, grab this here, show you. Sorry to keep pulling you around. Luckily for me, the mixing ratio is a 3:1:1 again, same as the sealer was. So, and it's basically the same way on the cup. Showing you 3:1:1. So I think I'm going to run this up because it takes a little bit of clear to do some coverage, and I'm going to put 2 coats on. So I'm going to run this up to 6, and then the other one there. I want to say 666, but I just did. So 6, 6, and 6. And 6, not 6, 6, 6. The number of the beast. Or Iron Maiden. So 3 parts clear. KU-152 catalyst. What is recommended with the USC01 Cosmic Urethane Show Clear. Basically, it's the best clear coat that House of Kolor makes. And if you've heard of House of Kolor before, then you know it's very good stuff. Everybody hears House of Kolor and they go, "Oh, so expensive." Well, compared to Deltron, yeah. I'm trying to remember so I ordered a gallon kit. So basically it came with a gallon of clear. I think 1 quart and 2 small pints, and I think it was 2 quarts of reducer. And I want to say it was about $400. Yeah, about $400, which is actually not a bad deal considering quality of the product. And that up to 6 again. Over here. Those two. And then my RU 300 reducer. It's kind of for the cooler weather stuff, like around 70 degrees. And that's up to 6 here again. Here. Don't need that, don't want it in my way. Grab me a mixing stick. Clear goes on, seems like it goes on way faster than base coat and sealers, and sure gives a heck of a lot more overspray. You'll notice that when I start spraying this, it's gonna get really cloudy in there. Even though I got a fan in there, pulling it out really good, it's still gets really, really cloudy, a lot of overspray in there. But, you know, I don't have a $10,000 downdraft booth either, so. But it works really well. Painting in there for over 20 years. We do have another place, different shop, but I'll talk about that later. Got a couple videos out there of my shop. I'm doing some work. Oh, I don't think I put any videos out yet, but. This is probably ready to go. And if I'm spraying like the whole car, I know that I'm going to be using more than 1 quart. So I'll mix a couple of these up and have them sitting here ready to go, so I don't spray part of the car and get halfway through it, then have to stop and take 10 minutes to mix this up. It'll be ready for me. I'm pretty sure this should go long enough to get me through all those parts in there. Shouldn't run out in the middle of anything, I hope. That lid's on good and tight, and cup's on good and tight, ready to roll. One thing I always do too is write down when I finish coming out of there, especially after the clear. I write down what time it is so I know how long I got in between. And just to give you an idea, because you really don't want to go off of time specifically, you want to go off of the way the product feels, the string test. Hopefully I can show you what that means, if you don't know. All right, let's roll.
Sorry, show you the same thing here. You can see that wetness right here, right here. Very nice pattern. Sprayed really well. I noticed that when I did that base coat, when I was going to clean it, my tip was just a little bit loose. I was getting a little bit of air blow by. You see, just spraying that, how much fog it caused in here. I got my fan on low. I'm going to go over and kick it up to high. Sorry about that. fluid. Okay, there we go. First session of clear. Now they're gonna let that clear up. Write down what time it is.
As you see there, oops, I mean, barely any left. So boy, I just cut that close. So I'm gonna mix up the same amount and wait about 15 minutes and we'll get the second coat on.